Hi, it's Terri. I have been maintaining 180-pound weight loss with low-carb, low-calorie, meat-focused eating since August of 2022.
This thing heated up fast. Either that or else, I don't know. It just heated up fast. So we're going to have 4 of these new eggs. Oops, that one broke. Now, yesterday, I had the white one broke. So, holy smokes. So, I don't know if that means anything or not. I can't answer it. Could mean that I'm just rushing too much. That very well could be the problem, that Terry's just being a little too rushy. We're going to add a little bit of onion salt here. We're going to add a little garlic salt. Alright, then we're going to add my water in my Katie bottle. Katie made this for me, that's why I call it my Katie bottle. Alright, now we're going to cover them for 2 minutes. Timer 1, 2. And then I will be back after they're done. Alright. They seem a little sticky today, but that's alright. That's what my pancake turner is for. They don't typically stick this much, but they did yesterday too, so maybe it's time I do something to my skillet. Alright. Let me get these out, and then I'm going to wash my pan while these cool down. And actually, these look a little more done than I prefer, but that's alright. I'm going to finish this and clean my pan, and then we'll eat breakfast and talk. Alright, let's see. I did not trust that timer, and I let them go just like a little bit too long. So they're I shouldn't say too long. There's gel inside, but I usually like them a little. Oh, that one's not bad. Anyway, in other words, I should have listened to the timer. It went off and I was doing something. I'm like, hey, it can go another 30, 45 seconds. Well, I was wrong. Speaking of being wrong, we need to have us a little chat here. I have a new working theory, and it's just a working theory. And by the time this video comes up, I might say my theory was wrong. But I tell y'all everything, and so all right. So what we're having is 4 eggs, and then I've got a piece of cheese also. I did not drink coffee this morning, and I didn't eat protein because I'm staying home for church. I got my Instant Pot making some eggs. I want to see if my problem is excess fluid. Hear me out. I don't have any issues like down in my ankles like I used to, but some things last night I couldn't sleep last night, so my brain was going, and I noticed that it gets worse with movement. Well, and also my heart rate is always higher when I check it, whenever I feel that way. And it happens when I get out of bed, go to the bathroom, and go back and lie down. So, and my symptoms, I need my water, hang on. Okay, my symptoms don't match what you all talk about. Well, I match what some people say, but not everybody. So, here's my working theory. And again, it's just a working theory. Don't hold me to it. But I talk to you all about everything because, I don't know, why not share it? You all can watch the journey. I kind of wonder. Several of you all said I've been clearing my throat a lot more. And several of you all mentioned maybe it's oatmeal and grits. So, my weight has gone up about 6-7 pounds. In the past, that weight would be, I would see it down to my ankles when it was fluid. Well, I haven't eaten, they say you have to eat 3,000 extra calories over your main calories in order to gain fat. Well, we've been watching my macros, and the only thing that's high is my carbs. So, I'm kind of mad because yesterday I spent all day cooking up a bunch of butternut squash. But it's in the freezer. It can stay in the freezer. I've got some eggs in my thing. In my Instant Pot. I want to see if going mostly carnivore, mostly because I'm still eating my fruit. Just shut up. I'm eating my fruit. Just shut up. Zip it. I want to see if taking out the veggies, the high carb veggies, and taking out the oats and grits, if my weight goes back down. I want to know if I'm retaining fluid up here. Because when I get up and move, it's a lot of pressure and hard to breathe. Not like, anyway, so we know it ain't a heart attack. But I'd like to try this other theory. So I got 16, 17 eggs, whatever was left in my 18-pack eggs in the Instant Pot. And instead of the oatmeal and instead of the butternut squash and sides, I'm going to try eggs as my side dish. So I'll have the burger and cheese for breakfast with an egg. I'll have my burger and apple with an egg at lunch. And then supper, I'll have whatever, the meat and egg. Okay. I've been watching videos and they say there's a 5-5-5 method. 5 minutes in it. Then let it depressurize for 5 minutes and then open up the vent and soak it in ice water. Well, I don't have an ice maker and I ain't got no ice. But I put a bowl of water in the freezer for the 10 minutes of it running and 10 minutes of it. So it'll be really cold. But anyway, so we're going to try that. I always said if I did carnivore, I'd keep my fruit. So we're going to try it. Yes, I did just lick my plate. We're going to try it today. So because I was taking a shower and I was having chest pain, I'm going to angle you all so I can see the timer. Nope, won't see me. Anyway, I'll just keep looking at it. Because I was having chest pressure while I was taking a shower, while I was blow drying my hair, I didn't want to go into church, waving my hands around, jumping around, and all that, because it won't, yeah. But I do want to see my mama, so I called her and I told her what I'm thinking. Bless her heart, she just takes it all in stride, and I'm just like you all take it all in stride. So today for you is Tuesday. So by now, what's today? I think my test. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, my test is Thursday. So today is Tuesday. So by now for you, I've already had 2 days of eating these eggs. And so you're going to be seeing me eat these eggs. So I should know more as time goes on. But anyway, it's worth a shot. Like I said, it's a working theory. I don't know. It may be way wrong. May make it worse. I have no idea. But I shouldn't be up 6 pounds in a 2-3 week period. I shouldn't be up. And when I was feeling good was when I was drinking tea in the morning. So, and for me, I don't know about you all, but tea works more like a diuretic than coffee. So yeah, so that's just my working theory. I know I talk about it all the time and I really apologize, but when you feel something, you want to get to the bottom of it, and I don't want to gloss over it in case somebody else experiences it. But like you said, I am coughing more and have more congestion than I used to, and that happens whenever I would in the past I would get this way, but there was no chest pressure that I knew. But at 340 pounds, I may not have known. But back then, when I get excess fluid, it was because I went out and ate a bunch of junk at McDonald's or something like that. So anyway, it's a working theory. We'll see. So today you're going to be seeing me. I'm going to Mom's at lunch. I'll take some meat and some egg. And because I think my side is usually around, I might eat, I don't know, I may not have made enough eggs. We're just going to play it by ear. I'm probably going to have at least 3 eggs a day. And I only made, if I made 15 divided by 3 is 5 days. So 5 days is long enough for me to know whether these are going to make a difference or not. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And I may need, but I won't be eating any on Wednesday night because at supper time. It'll have to be a fat-free diet. I'll be having fish, so I'll just have like 2 or 3 servings of fish. So anyway, that's what I know. Again, it's just a thought. Who knows what it is? And yeah, I need to watch this and see when the time's up. So then I need to open that up. And when for some reason there's certain sounds, like when I hit the back of my cleaver with the metal thing, when it dings, I notice my voice is diminished. And whenever I open up this, depressurizer thing, I notice that my voice is diminished. So anyway, so I'm gonna let you all go and handle this, and I'll see you at lunch, and we'll be at Mom's. So I'll tell you a little bit about church today, but not a whole lot because 1, I'm home and it's hard to get it all wrote down, and 2, because I already just spent 12 minutes jibber jabbering, and so I don't want this video to be an hour long. It's hard to get to upload when it's too long. So all right, I'll see you all later. I'll see what I tell you. Bye. Hey there, I just went to the 8:30 church, and we're starting our 21 days of prayer and fasting, and I haven't fully decided what I'll do. I kind of have an idea now of something a little bit different than what I was thinking. Hang on, I lost my pen. I had a pen up here. Hang on, let me see where it went to. Oh, here it is. Okay, didn't want to lose it because I got my nice warm blankie on. I didn't want to lose my pen in the middle of it. So we're talking about putting faith in action. And so he's talking about, we're going to have this 21 days of prayer and fasting may be food to some people. He said, some of you people eat like a bird. And for you all, skipping a meal, that would just be a good thing for you. He talked a little bit about different times in the past of the history of the United States when the government and different entities across the United States, he said even before we were a country, they were having us doing prayer and fasting to pray for the country and the things that the United States was going through. He said, we're not a perfect country. We have a bad history and done a lot of bad things. But one of the things we did have done in the past was they called for prayer and fasting for people in the country, for corporations. He talked about how, I'm looking. He said, like, in the Jewish history, there were 6 times of fasting. 2 were major, and it was like a 24-hour fast. He said 4 of them were sun up to sundown kind of fast. So he was just talking about different fasting in the Bible. He talked about how Moses, David, Daniel, Acts 13 church, Paul, Silas, and even Jesus talked about prayer and fasting. Talked about Matthew 6, Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. It talked about, he said the 3 things he said that people don't really like about, which is to give money or to give to the church, to pray, and to fast. He said people don't mind the fasting, but it's the bookends that they don't like. People don't care about, or people don't mind about the praying, but people really don't like to talk about the giving that Jesus talked about and the fasting that Jesus talked about. He said 3 reasons to add fasting. He said, first off, it has to be for the right reasons. You can't just fast and pray because the church is doing it. He said it's for the right reasons. And 3 of those reasons, fasting helps us pray for a purpose. The purpose of fasting is to bring our lives into alignment with God's will. He said you're creating an appetite that you're going to fill with God. So like he gave an example of he loves coffee. And he said in the morning when he's craving coffee would be a great time for, instead of him focusing and just being mournful of giving up coffee, that craving will cause him to want to pray to God for, helping him to be closer to God. He said he loves breakfast. So skipping breakfast might be something that would be good for him and have him, when that craving comes or that hunger comes, cause him to want to pray and pray to God. He said it's all about creating an appetite that we fill with God. It's not about what we give up. It's that we need to pray and seek God to satisfy what that thing usually does for us physically. You're supposed to pray for God's will, and there's different types of fasting. The goal is to get closer to God. The whole point of faith in action is to know God's heart and want, and to pray for our lives and the church. Number 3, we fast for the right reason leads to joy. And so some of the things we pray for is, like he wants us to pray for the church for space. Our church has grown so much that they're now having to add on to the children's wing because they're having so many kids in the youth program, like in the Kids Point, which is the one I partake in, like the nursery, and it just keeps growing, so they need more space back there. And so he talked about the cost of how much it's going to be to rebuild that area. He said he's asking for people to pray for the finances of the church, because when you have such a large amount of people coming, there's not enough room in the parking lot. Every Sunday when I go, it's, people have to park farther and farther away, and they're parking on the very outer edges. So running a church, people are like, oh yeah, churches just want money. They just want money. But in our specific case, I don't know about other churches, but in our specific case, our church has grown so much that they need more space. Like even at church, sometimes it's standing room only at the church. In the very back, there's people that have to stand or sit down on the back floor because there's so many people going to our church. So in order to fulfill the need of so many people, there's things that have to be done to the building itself. So he said for us to pray for the finances of the church, but they also need volunteers. So pray for people to volunteer. So like I'm volunteering with the kids' church. He wants people to volunteer for that and all the other things. They have volunteers that stand outside and guide people to which parking lot. Right now we have 2 parking lots, but they're building a 3rd parking lot. So they're asking for volunteers to help guide people to what area to park for in the church parking lot because it's so many people. He's asking, they're doing a plant church out in Marble Hill, which is about 45 minutes away. And so he's asking for people to pray for that. and people just to pray for the overall growth of our church. We don't want the church to not grow. So we need to find ways to accommodate all the people that are coming to this church. So prayers for that. So he talked about that. That's the reasons he wants us to pray. And then the big takeaway was, if you pray for the right reasons, it brings joy. And he said, God gives a promise whenever we pray and fast for the right reasons. And so praying and fasting, we're asking God to bring us together with him in his alignment. So we're praying to do the right thing for God. And so he mentioned Jeremiah 21, verse 12 to 4, or 29, verse 12 to 4. So let me get there. 12 to 14. Y'all know I can't talk. Okay. He said, you will call to me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. So this is when we're praying so hard through prayer and fasting. You will seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart. I will be found by you. This is the Lord's declaration, and I will restore your fortunes and gather you from all the nations and places where I banished you. This is the Lord's declaration. I will restore you to the place from which I deported you. So, yeah. So if we pray and work hard to come closer to God, he will restore us and bring us back to his, back to his, his will. So anyway, so that's the point of prayer and fasting. And that's what he talked about today. And now I'm just going to go pack up what I'm going to take to Mom's for my lunch, because I told her we're not going out to eat today. And instead, I'm bringing my lunch and she can have her lunch. She can stop and pick her up something if she wants. But yeah, so I'll be going over to Mom's and I'll be eating with Mom, and she'll be eating her food and I'll be eating my food. And in the meantime, I'm kind of got an idea of what I'm going to give up. No, it ain't oatmeal and grits. That's a given. I kind of have an idea, but that's really something that's kind of between me and God. And yeah, you'll see it, but it's not that I want it to be guys, look at me. I've given up this thing so that I can be closer to God. Because that's not the point. You're really supposed to give something up in private. But since you all see my food, you would see the pattern. So so you can just watch for the pattern and see what I feel like I need to give up in order to, when I crave that thing and when I miss that thing, it's going to cause me to pray a little harder. So, all right. Well, I love you guys, and I'm going to go pack lunch. Hey, so we are at Mom's house. She's not here yet. She is, she's still at church. I'm not having any pimento cheese today. So, yeah, there's that. All right, so that's the half of breakfast burger that I usually have. I'm having that with my lunch. That's chicken with the gravy that I made in the crock pot last week sometime. And then I have 2 eggs. It's 2 boiled eggs. So that is my lunch. Hey, it is supper time, and I've got 8 ounces of my ground chicken. So I'm going to put that in here. I've also got a wedge of Laughing Cow cheese. Put that in here. We're going to do a little bit of garlic lovers, of the Flavor God garlic lovers. Going to do my farm dust, wherever that is. All right. Farm dust. Oh, you know I'm doing it. You know I'm doing it. No. The Greek salad magic. Yeah. I had a good visit with Mama. I was there. I guess I got there a little before 12, and she got there, I don't know, around 12, and then we both ate our lunches. I told her we'll probably have to do that next week and maybe the next week after that, but I'm not sure. She's kind of Taking it 1 week at a time, you guys, 1 week at a time. And then we're going to do a serving of this Alfredo. So serving is 62 grams. So, okay, well, all right. It's a little more than that. It'll be all right. All right, so now I'm going to microwave this, and we're going to have this and 2 boiled eggs. What I did at Mom's is I cut these in half, and I microwaved them for 30 seconds. So I'll be back when that and the eggs are warmed up. All right. This might be a little too hot. So your girl has been called for jury duty the 29th. So not this coming Thursday, because this Thursday, the 22nd, is when I have my ultrasound and my gallbladder. The next Thursday, which is the 29th, that's whenever I have to report for jury duty. Well, I wonder if they'll let me do it or not, because the judge that it is, I went to grade school with him, like all the way through. Well, he was a year or 2 older than me, so I don't know if that makes a difference or not. But I mean, how can you help it if you know people? I mean, somebody's going to know somebody at all the times. You know what I mean? This is hotter than diddly. I'm afraid to. Let me see. Good but hot. Anyway, so yeah, hopefully they won't get in there and do that ultrasound and be like, I'm sorry, you're on death's door. I'll have to be like, must have quit. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so yeah, so I don't know. So that's my carnivore. This is a carnivore day. This is going to be day 1. Day 1, my carnivore reset. So, we're going to, by golly, we're going to fix whatever's wrong with me if it kills me and you both. It's going to kill me from pain. It's going to kill y'all's ears because you're going to hear about it all the time. So, yeah. Yeah. So we're going to make this a full-on carnivore reset. And that's that. Except, I will be drinking my flavored water enhancers. I ain't giving them up. If that's the thing that gets me, then I need to be God. Anyway, so yeah, so that's what we're going to do. This is day 1 of my carnivore reset. I'm going to take down my salad weights because it don't matter now. We're going to do this for 21 days. We're going to give it a full 21 days to see if it does any healing. Now, I'm going to keep eating the lean meat that I got, prepped. There's fat and eggs, so the day before the ultrasound, I just won't have eggs for supper. I'll have about 3 or 4. I have about 3 or 4 pieces of fish and maybe some chicken with it. So, all right then. That's my supper. It's only 4:15. But I come home, the dogs are excited, they wanted to eat, and I'm like, let me just eat 2, and then I'll be done with the night. So, all right then, we're gonna get this show on the road. So, all right. So, happy Sunday. I love you. Jesus loves you, and we are all one big comment section family. I love y'all. Ooh, Lordy. The Terri star is getting a little bit brighter, ain't it? Because I don't have no makeup on. I was just going to Mom's, so I didn't want any makeup. But that star of Terri, that's what we're going to call it. The star of Terri, right there. All right, well, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Here's my macros for the day. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.